Good evening. I'd like to welcome you to the Exeter Planning Board meeting of Thursday, May 28, 2026, at 7 p.m. in the Nowak Room of the Town Office Building located at 10 Front Street, Exeter, New Hampshire, to consider today's agenda. And we start with introducing the board members. I'm Langdon Plummer, and I'm chair of the board. And to my left is
Aaron Brown.
Gwen English.
Nancy Belanger, Select Board Representative.
Sam McLeod.
Elaine Hayes.
Sam and Elaine are alternates. Jen?
Jen Martell.
And Marty Kennedy.
We are one person short because John's not here this evening, so I'm going to ask Sam to act on his behalf for this meeting. Our first agenda item will be the minutes of May 14. So I'd ask if anybody has suggested changes to those minutes, or
I have one typo.
yes, Marty.
Line 90,
Okay.
at the end of the line, I believe that word should be chair instead of CHIR.
Say that again.
Allow the chair to sign.
Yes. Gwen, do you have anything?
I don't.
I don't either.
Okay, do you have the motion, Ms. Vice Chair?
Yes.
Thank you.
I make a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
Second.
All right, second, moved and seconded. Voice vote is fine for here, hand vote's fine, so those in favor, please raise your hand. Thank you. Those opposed? Abstentions? They carry. Thank you much. Next item on the business, continuation of a public hearing for application 26-3 for J. Cali Associates for a site plan review for the proposed demolition of an existing dry cleaning building and proposed development of a 4-story building for a 22-room hotel. Property is located in C2 Highway Commercial Zoning District and is identified as tax map number 65-125 and is planning board case number 26-3. And Dave is with us this evening, our town planner. So the floor is yours, sir. You can.
Mr.
We had several. Excuse me. You do have, Dave.
May I? Yeah,
Yes.
Just a quick comment. Thank you. Just from the last, like you said, this is a continuation of the public hearing. You met on April 23rd. You tabled it to May 14th, and at the applicant's request, they tabled it to this item, to this meeting tonight. But with me, I have Laura Spector Morgan from Mitchell Municipal Group. She's available because the planning board asked for her to attend this evening, and she's available if you need to go into non-public or what have you. She's available, and also she's available to discuss because the board and the applicants, a couple of the applicants requested about accepting the certified record or the record from the prior application into this one, so they won't have to repeat all the stuff about the easement and so forth. And she'd be happy to assist the board with that motion.
So perhaps we should talk about that item first. Sure. Yes. 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 Yep.
So it's a relatively easy motion. You just move to incorporate the entire record from the prior application into the record for this case. And then in the event it gets appealed, everything will go up to the Superior Court, and any testimony you've already heard once doesn't then need to be repeated.
So we've done that.
Have you had the motion?
No.
No, we haven't.
I guess we
No,
discussed we would.
we
Oh,
wanted
that's
to-
where the question came up
Yeah.
with, yeah. Yeah.
But do we want to go into private session? I think, yes.
Yeah, I think
So
it would be helpful.
we should probably do that now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're
We
going to
did
temporarily adjourn?
Yeah.
We did make that motion at the last hearing.
Oh, you did?
We did, yeah.
Did
we
the
accept
board
it?
vote on it?
No, you didn't vote on it. That's just
Oh.
to clarify, we did make the motion.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what do we need to do legally to go into private?
You're going to temporarily adjourn for consultation with counsel.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not a non-public, right?
We need a
Because you're
motion for
here.
that?
I guess not. The lawyers did it.
Do we want to?
Are we going downstairs?
I think it would be
We'll move.
easier.
Yes, we'll move.
We'll move.
Do we have to get, did he gavel? Do you know? Okay, so Mr. Chair, I move that we seal the meeting minutes of our non-public that we have downstairs until the matter is resolved.
It wasn't a non-public,
Oh,
it was a
then
non-meeting.
we don't need it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I withdraw that motion.
I was wrong.
It's okay. I didn't catch it either.
Okay, then we need a motion to connect the previous minutes with these minutes, so we have one set of minutes.
So I'm going to give this a shot.
Please?
And our lawyer can tell me if I'm missing something. I move to incorporate the certified record of planning board case number 25-3 into planning board case number 26-3. I got a thumbs up.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. We probably should have a hand vote on this, at least. So those in favor, and Sam is acting tonight. So those in favor, please raise your right hand. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries, unanimous vote. Now, I believe we're ready for you to report back to us for continued request, or whatever it is.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Christian Smith, engineer with Beals Associates. Josh Lanzetta, the attorney for the client, the proponent of the project, as well as Kim Hasvarshan is here as well, our traffic consultant. And we'll just briefly go through, the 7 points we left the board with on the 26th of April. On sheet 4, you will note that the loading zone remains as is. I have drafted, as suggested by the board at the end of last meeting that we attended, a waiver to the loading zone requirement. And as I read through that in writing the draft waiver request, it certainly appears that that is designed for a facility or a business that is going to see tractor-trailer traffic. And basing that on the fact that the depth of the first loading zone has to be 50 feet in length. For 30-foot vehicles, that's absolutely unnecessary. So if the board feels that it applies, I do have multiple copies of a waiver request to submit to you for that. We did do a concept that eliminates any disturbance to the mulch bed in the back of the property on the Needham Bank side. We have embellished note number 10 on sheet 4, specific to the amenity space, which states very clearly that the amenities are for exclusive use of the guests and invitees. We did review the ADA and van parking spot. As we discussed kind of briefly at the hearing on the 26th of April, that front parking lot as it sits is not ADA compliant slope. In other words, the slope is in excess of 2% from the front of the building down toward Portsmouth Avenue. So the stalls remain where they were proposed. The architectural plans have been revised. If you look at the first floor, it does not go directly into the stairwell. They've created a little vestibule area, as well as put an additional entry door that can be used to a hallway roughly in that location. You can see that, I think it's on the second sheet, but the sheet of the architectural plans, it depicts the first floor layout. The snow removal note has been embellished on sheet 4. That appears under town note number 3. We went back to our lighting engineer, and they have revised the lighting, as can be seen on sheet 7, so that none of the foot candles actually spill off the property. And then we revised, as I'm sure you've seen, the two turning radii plans for the box truck, which would be for deliveries, as well as the garbage truck, and those would no longer be proposed to exit through the manor property. They will have to back out, but that's a typical motion for both of those vehicles, and we have reviewed that with our traffic consultant, and he sees no issue with it. By and large, those are the plan edits that have been made since we saw you last, and we'll entertain any questions or comments the board has.
Okay. Any questions regarding those changes or
few.
clarifications? Yes, Jen.
Thank you for going through all the changes. That was really fast, and I was having a hard time keeping up.
Oh, my apologies.
So I would like to revisit a few of the things you just said, and if you could point us to where they are on
Yeah.
the sheet and sort
Yep.
of what the solution was. So the first one that you mentioned was changes to the curbing on the Needham Bank parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering if you could explain what the solution was there.
Oh, yeah, let me, I'll have to go change plans up there.
Okay.
That was not part of the plan set, that was just an exhibit that we did, because I think that, that our client is still working with Needham Bank to try and achieve what is shown on the plan set, but give me 1 second.
Which sheet is that?
Well, this is a rendition of sheet 3, I think, the grading and drainage plan. But I just wanted to have the contours and everything on there to depict this. So in this iteration, no proposed changes on the Needham Bank side to that landscape island have been proposed. So the exit lane here, the entry lane here, would cost 2 spaces. However, to address that, it would simply be an elimination of the drive-through lane or the drive-around lane. In this location, we picked up the 2 stalls there.
Oh, I see, okay.
As you can see, we relocate the handicap access stalls to the northwest, as well as the entry aisle on the walkway around the building. By and large, that is what it would look like if negotiations with Needham and my client don't pan out.
Does the lower parking lot, it's shown there, has traffic going in both directions?
Yeah, they would have to back up and drive out from each of those sides. But the parking stall numbers doesn't change. We haven't changed any of the pervious features which infiltrate the stormwater or anything of that nature.
Well, this sheet 4A shows it now becomes a one-way in and out in the upper drive and out the other. What's that you,
The plan says we have the truck turns on.
Oh,
Shows
yeah.
a different configuration of parking here.
are we talking about?
Yes, because we are not yet proposing this, because our client is still trying to work with the abutting owners.
Okay.
To get done what we show on these.
So what's before us is this plan here.
Correct.
And what's
Can you
before
enlarge
us is a
that?
plan that requires an agreement with the adjacent property owner, because it's not, it's using.
Right, which he had with the Provident Bank, but he would have to get that from the Needham Bank folks as well.
Okay.
Since we don't have that in front of us, when you're referring to things, can you enlarge that, or is that not possible?
Enlarge that,
The image?
Plan?
Since we don't have, that's not what we have in front of us,
Now I'm confused.
even with my glasses, my eyes are getting bad.
They sent this to us. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, thank you.
more visible?
Yeah, thank you.
So how many parking spaces are in that lower lot now? As shown on the screen.
In the lower lot, we added 2. So I think it was 13, no, it was 15 before, so now it'd be 17.
15,
1,
okay.
2, 3, 4, 5. 19, excuse me. 19 of the
Oh, the
26.
back lot's also different, okay.
So I have a, like, how would that work? So if we're not reviewing this plan, we're reviewing this plan. So I'm assuming we'll review this plan, probably have a condition of approval that that agreement is put in place if we decide to approve this. And then if that agreement isn't put in place, then
We would
do you
likely have to
come
come back
back
for an
to
amendment.
review
I
this
would assume
plan?
so,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, okay, I guess I'm confused at that point. So if we were to get to a point tonight where we approve a plan, we're approving what's been submitted to us, not this. And so how does this come into
Well,
play?
he's submitting this now.
Yeah, but we
He's
have
not
reviewed
speaking.
it.
You're not reviewing
Which
that.
one
We're not
do you wanna
reviewing it.
review?
The plan set.
The one we
is
already-
what-
The one we-
yes.
Not the one up there.
Not-
Correct. This was just an exhibit
we're
because
gonna-
we were asked to show you what that would look like.
Okay.
But what
Let's
happens
do
with that?
what we are actually reviewing then.
Yeah, okay.
Can you put the one that we,
The,
Front us up
the
again.
presentation plan back? Yeah. Yeah, and I guess, Jen, that's exactly how we foresaw that going, is that it
Okay.
would be a condition of approval, and if that doesn't come to fruition, we would have to come back to you for a plan amendment for this configuration.
Okay.
I mean, it materially changes nothing on the property, but it is a reconfiguration of the parking, without question.
It's just to illustrate that it is a possibility.
I think it's confusing the board, so I think we should
Yeah.
first work with what we have in front of us, what we had in a packet that was mailed in a timely manner. And hopefully all had a chance to.
Yeah, I think my
familiarize ourselves.
concern is just the fact that basically what triggered this comment for me at the last meeting was one of our peer reviewers' comments, which was that work cannot happen on the adjacent property. And the response from the civil engineer was that there will not be any work on the adjacent property. We absolutely understand that. And it was very clear that the plan proposed work on the adjacent property. So I think that
Specific to that landscape island.
specific to that
Well,
landscape,
mulch
which is
mulch island, yeah.
work on the adjacent property.
Yep.
So that's what, it seems like they weren't matching up. So that's the only thing, is I'm concerned that we're reviewing a plan that does not agree with the comments in the review letter.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I did have a few other questions,
Kristen,
unless other people want to take us
Well, I would
down.
just request, if you don't mind, I would agree with Ms. Martell. I thought you went through your presentation very quickly. I know we've been here a few times. Can we just go through it again? Your presentation?
Yeah.
Step by step? Let us get to each comment, to the.
Oh, absolutely.
Address
Absolutely.
it
Yeah, that's good.
specifically.
Well,
'cause we're
let's
kinda down to the meat and
yes.
bones of this.
Let's,
We're in the weeds.
I totally
so-
agree.
Okay.
Let's go with the loading zone.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, that remains, I don't necessarily think the loading zone requirement as written in the site plan and subdivision regulations specifically applies to this type of a use. You can see on sheet 4, it's still shown in roughly the same place.
Can you show it up there?
Yeah.
Dave, can you comment on that?
I can comment on that. I see no, I'm open to argument, but I see no reasonable argument that it doesn't apply here. And let me just read it to you. Space requirements. For the uses listed below, the following off-street loading spaces requirements will apply. 1, retail and service establishments. This is a service establishment. And it says one space for 4,000, one space for 10,000. The next section, wholesale and manufacturing, which is, a different story, but those require different. Then it says this next section says size requirements. The first loading berth required in each instance, meaning any of the uses listed above, which includes service establishments, shall not be less than 12 feet in width, 50 feet in length, 14 feet, et cetera. So while I agree that, you could say that's larger than needed in some establishments, but I think that's the purpose of a waiver, because this clearly, to me, requires a loading zone in that size for a service establishment. Unless they want to articulate, how this language doesn't apply, but I didn't hear that. I heard just because it's for 18-wheelers, but I don't see anything in the regs about 18-wheelers.
No, you're correct, Dave. That was just my assessment of a 50-foot deep loading zone that's designed for a WB-50 vehicle.
Which I can see,
Yeah.
it could be larger.
And I guess another for instances, I don't see in the Hampton Inn property or that, I cannot remember the brand of the hotel down by McDonald's.
They're-
I don't believe either one of those has a 50-foot by 12-foot loading zone. And those are larger hotels than what we're proposing here. But again, that's why I
Part
drafted
of
the
a
waiver.
Possible argument for a waiver.
Yeah, that's why I drafted the waiver.
So I think you can assume we're probably going to say it applies, and that your
Okey-doke.
waiver will be necessary to argue.
Well, then if it pleases the chair, I will hand out the waiver requests
Yes, I think.
for that particular citation.
We're doing one at a time.
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Welcome. And Dave, one for plan files. All right, any additional questions on that particular task item that we had after the last meeting?
We're still talking about the loading?
Yeah.
Yeah, so let me ask you about the waiver. I mean, I get your point about you're not going to have a 50-foot long truck, but, you know, if you were asking for a waiver of the 50 feet and maybe making it shorter, that's one thing, but you're asking for a waiver of the, you want to park a truck in that aisle.
In the drive aisle, correct.
Yeah, and I haven't heard anything to convince me why we should let you do that.
Well, as we discussed before, I believe we discussed this to some extent at the prior hearing, is, you know, these will be coordinated. These are going to be extremely short stops. These are not massive unloading efforts. 10 minutes, 12 minutes, maybe 15 on the outside. And they will be coordinated by the management of the hotel to occur very early in the morning when hopefully the guests are sleeping. That's all just part and parcel of, you know, management of the hotel and how that gets done. And I did go on under one of the points in the memo to state that if signage in front of the stalls that would be encumbered can be put in there that says, you know, understand that between the hours of 5 and 7, these stalls could be blocked with loading and unloading vehicles.
I think also, this is a very, you're authorized under state law, right, to impose reasonable conditions. It would be very reasonable to create a timing condition for the deliveries. And that's very arcane and common on many, many properties in Exeter, in the rest of the state, in the whole country. This is a very common thing. This is a tiny lot. A 50-foot long loading zone is patently unreasonable. And there's no reason for it here, nor will it be utilized. This lot will not be utilized in that way. And it's a very reasonable condition, and this turns on reasonableness. So with the condition, I think that this waiver it's more than fair, given the size of this property. And, you know, I have Mr. Fieldson here tonight, the owner of the Blue Ribbon property, and he could tell you about how loading has happened at this property, how it happens at the bank, what he sees at the manor also. We might do that later. I don't want to waste time with it now, but it's highly reasonable to just use a condition to deal with this issue to make this more equitable for this particular property. Because in all cases, like this property is going to get developed at some point. There's nowhere to put a 50-foot long loading zone here. It's just not possible.
Mr. Chair, could I just ask?
Yes.
So my concern is that you're blocking your handicap parking spots. So one thing, you're blocking a few other parking spots, and I believe that was voiced as a concern at our previous meeting when we discussed it. But now we've got the handicap parking there too?
Potentially.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
so you're going to be blocking, that's a little bit of a
What's the difference
concern to
between a
me.
handicapped, so if you're blocking something temporarily for Amazon delivers a box, or someone wheels in a case of water, and it takes 2 minutes, how is it different? What's the difference between an ADA spot and a non-ADA spot?
They're
I don't think that there is
specifically
one.
designed for people with ADA needs.
But the car and the length of the car
Okay.
and its location
all right.
is actually exactly the same.
I just have
So I don't think
concern
that that's actually.
about that, blocking ADA, handicap parking. So,
I understand you, but to prove the point, though, those parking spots are the same.
If you're
they're the same
limiting handicap
parking
access to parking because you're loading, because there's no other place to handicap park, that would be the difference.
Yeah.
spot. But the amount of waiting time is the same.
I understand, but that would be the difference. Can we move to the next point?
Thank you.
Yep. So we have, the next point I discussed, Mr. Vice Chair, was the mulch bed in the back. And we can touch on that again, if anybody still has questions on that.
Yeah, just a minute, I'll catch
Yeah,
up.
what plan? Is that, what sheet?
Oh, that was the exhibit plan that I brought in.
Okay, the new one?
Yep. Do you want me to put that up again?
If you don't mind.
I do not.
Okay.
Still seeing Christian teach us like we're in second grade? Because I don't know if we all made it past it.
There we go. And it's still blown up, so.
Self included in that comment.
Thank you. Okay.
Now, what is the concern with this one?
Mulching bed
All right, now.
going on the
Well,
butter.
good grief. So, and new curbing.
Can I'm still confused.
Could you-
This plan is different than that plan.
That's correct.
Okay.
Mr. Kennedy, that's because this plan reflects the plan set. And this was the exhibit plan we did just to demonstrate to the board what that would look like.
Okay.
In the event that an agreement is not able to be reached between my client and the Needham Bank folks.
Okay.
we go.
All right.
So instead of us saying to you, it's possible to make this happen on the property with actual geometry and math, we're using an illustration to present that to you right now.
Okay. So do we want to hear that? I don't want to hear anything that's, I only want to hear what's in front of
Not
us
right now.
tonight.
Well, no, these were just the points that we wrote down as
Yeah.
comments from the board that
Okay.
were to be addressed
Okay.
between the last meeting and this one.
So we're confusing ourselves.
Yeah.
on
Right,
this.
because they're not ready.
So with the set that you presented to us, did you address that comment about the mulch bed?
Negative. And that's why Jen's idea was exactly what we were thinking, is that that could be a condition. If it doesn't happen, we come back for an amendment with this configuration.
Do you have any other questions on that part, Jen?
No, I think that was covered.
Okay.
Well, then make a note about that,
Yeah.
please, yeah.
Okay, number 3 was the clarification of the amenity space. And on sheet number 4, note number 10, which I will go back now to the plan set so that I can flip through those for you.
Yeah, where are we?
Sheet 4 at the bottom, number 10.
4A.
I have none.
Use of the
I just think that's really not very
Specific.
obvious, I guess. If I'm buying this project, I would actually miss that note.
This is,
I think we can clarify.
Well, where else would you like
clarify
it?
that.
I don't know.
We can
I'm
clarify
happy
that.
to put that note anywhere you'd like to see it.
They'll sell no wine before it's time, right across them.
I think we can clarify that as part of a condition if it gets that far.
Okay, I think the wording's good. I think the wording satisfies our concern, at least mine.
Could you review that?
Limiting it to guests.
We drafted that with your.
Yes, that, I like the wording.
Could you review the wording for this slow guy?
Number 10.
Oh, number 10, excuse me, okay.
May I ask the number 10 be spoken, because we can see.
You can't see that? Sorry, I'm a wise guy sometimes.
I can read it. I can read it. You'd like-
No way, no way at all. I can't even read that.
I can read it loud.
In any event,
Can you read
okay.
it, Christian?
I can read it.
Yeah. He better not, he better
But
say.
Nancy,
You want me to
feel
read
free.
it?
Yeah, go right ahead.
It's sheet 4, and it's number 10 at the very bottom, and it says, "Use of the building amenities shall be limited to guests and invitees."
And that's really addressing the concern about a lounge.
Yeah.
a lounge.
A lounge where they would serve alcohol
Yes.
And having a bartender.
without having so we are concerned that it's not open to the public, which would then trigger need for additional parking. And a whole different argument, and then we get back into where can they park, off-site, on-site, all that. And they have said that's not. Does that make sense?
That will be one of my comments.
Okay,
I will
fair
break
enough.
that down.
I think that wording is good to me. I don't know.
I got a shot at it.
How do you give them
On the
feedback?
condition.
We did write that, just, I think it was loud in here when that was said, but we sat here with Dave, and that was the sentence that we drafted with the planning staff. So-
Dave, that wording going to work all right?
The wording is fine as far as it goes. If the
Good.
board is further concerned about it, we can impose a condition of approval as well.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd like to
I've
be a
got some-
condition of approval.
I wrote some suggested language when the
I
time
have-
comes.
Okay, yeah.
Another condition?
You want to, I just jotted some notes down, so I can either voice it now or wait till we talk about it.
Let's wait till we talk about it.
Okay, good.
And keep the note, please.
Yep.
All right, and the snow removal note has been embellished. That is also on sheet 4 under town notes, number 3, which is where the snow removal note was prior. It's just been embellished to confirm that there will be no snow storage within drive aisles or actual parking stalls.
In the interest of the public and the audience in attendance, can you just read the full note, please?
I certainly can. I'm going to have to move the plan. Do you know if this mic is hot?
It is.
Yes. Oh, he's up there.
So that note states that all snow shall be stored in areas depicted on this plan for snow storage. In the event that snow storage areas be approved for snow storage become full, the owner shall reasonably remove
Excess.
excess, thank you,
From the site.
yeah.
From the site
shall.
and
Yeah,
shall.
let me.
You want to get this? Yeah, you want to use this?
Terrible focus. Did I borrow this? Yeah. Who dialed that thing in?
Just start from the beginning, please.
And use the mic, please, Chris.
No. Yes. I'll give this right back to you, Marty. Rush. And we're going to employ the readers. All snow storage shall be in areas depicted on this plan as snow storage areas. In the event that the areas approved for snow storage become full, the owner shall reasonably remove excess snow from the site and shall not allow snow to be stored within parking spaces or travel aisles.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
One of,
That's good
Yeah,
there.
it is good.
I think, one of our comments at the last meeting was that the snow storage area that's being shown kind of adjacent to the property line in the front parking lot area is two things. It's kind of steeply sloped toward the adjacent parking lot, and it had some trees in it, so it's not really an appropriate snow storage location. And I think you had said that you could take that off as a snow storage area, but it looks like it's still on there.
In the front, as in fronting Portsmouth Avenue?
No, in the front, fronting the manor.
Can we
That
find,
little
Oh, yeah,
skinny
you're right.
zone.
That's a note that just should have gotten erased that didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. I will make note of that. All right, for the next one, I'm going to switch down to sheet 7.
okay, exciting. On the 6th, we got.
And the request was go back to the lighting company and see what they could do to keep the luminance on the property, which you can see we have done to the best that they can possibly do.
Yep. That was easy.
Yeah, so you don't need that waiver anymore.
That was the suggestion, is that we could withdraw that waiver when we
Yeah.
get, if we get to that point.
Tweak it, yep.
And then the final piece was show the traffic flow for delivering garbage and show it such.
Garbage?
Delivery and garbage. And so, yeah, hopefully they're not going to be delivering garbage. That would be a problem.
What are they serving them?
Yeah, exactly. And I will now switch plans over to the traffic flow pattern plans.
Okay. I think we have. Oh, it's another set. Come on. Here we are.
I think the original truck and turn. One of one.
So this is for the single unit vehicle, which we would assume would be the largest truck that would be delivering there. Obviously, we show it stopping short of the Manor property, and to keep it from exiting through Manor property, they will simply pull in, back out, and exit.
Can that truck fit by somebody who's at the bank window?
Yeah, the actual edge of the roof of the drive-through lane is right there, Marty.
No, I'm saying this distance right here. If somebody is up at the window right here, can that truck get past them? Or do they have
There's
to
no
wait?
window there.
Oh, okay.
The drive-through is right here.
Oh, okay.
I think there's 2 or 3 lanes. I can't remember exactly. Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
That's the question.
It's okay.
Well, now there's certainly no window there.
Lost something on the screen. Can you hear us?
Okay, but the answer to the question is that any truck can get past anybody that's
Correct.
at the window.
Yeah, yeah, because that overhang is actually where the drive-through lanes are.
Okay.
Now, what do you got to say about this lot?
It's very
The entrance
beautiful.
hotel?
That's very nice architecture.
Yeah, it
Yeah, I was
was.
gonna say, wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
Is that part of the official plan?
It's a resort hotel.
Yeah, I don't think we could age it that quickly. There's a lot of patina on that
There's a lot
stone.
of patina.
It's our Wednesday.
Oh, it killed everything, huh?
Yeah, everything stopped.
Okay.
Blue screen.
I forgot to put a quarter in.
I don't know which ones you wanted up.
That's the architectural plan. Leave that one up, let's do the plan set.
Oops.
I think we're on the garbage truck turning plan, one of one.
This is the lounge.
Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah. Okay, so, now we're going to get to this one. Thank you very much. All right. And this is now the garbage truck turning, and very similarly, they will come in as they did before.
Oh, that's different. He was just testing us. Thank you.
And I appear to have lost the ability to use the pointer. Oh, look at you.
You just gotta hold it down with some gusto.
Okay, gusto it is. So again, the vehicle will have to pull in, access the dumpster, back out to this point, and again, drive around and exit out the same lane that all the other vehicles are shown to do.
You're showing it not going through the manor? Is there a reason why? I mean,
That's what we were instructed to demonstrate to the
Okay, so
board at the end of
if
the
for some
last
reason you
hearing.
can't get through the manor, you can exit this way. That's what you're showing.
Yeah, I think the board requested that we should update or amend the turning templates such that they demonstrate not traveling through the manor property. And those were all the items that I had on our list when we left on April 26th.
6?
26.
6 items?
I believe that's correct. Lighting, notes, amenity space. Oh, we did discuss the ADA parking spots, but they legally can't go up front due to the slope of that front parking lot as it exists.
Yeah.
And, as I mentioned, they reconfigured that back entrance so that it doesn't go directly into the stairwell. There's actually a little vestibule there, stairs off to the left, and another door into a hallway down to the...
Even though that space is right at the top of that slope, the whole slope's wrong, huh?
It's all greater than 2%, which is essentially what they hold you
Get out
to.
of the vehicle, you're gonna walk on that, yeah, okay.
I mean, we could put them there, but they would not be ADA compliant stalls at that point.
It seems like, okay.
Yeah.
Can you pull up the architectural plans?
Yes.
That show that first floor? Yeah, I think it was up there a second ago.
Do you want to see that floor?
Yeah, the first floor,
Yeah.
ground floor, whatever it is.
That's a bummer, I can't at least put one space there. It's ridiculous. I just thought I'd ask the question. Okay, we choose that one set. Perhaps there should be a sign that in the model that says no parties.
Yeah, that's good. So someone parking in the back is going to go through that door, the first door, which I'm assuming will not have a key fob because like it won't be a restricted access because you have to use it to go in even if you're not
Oh,
staying there.
from the back parking lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But then you just go right up the stairs and you can get to all the rooms. So is that, I feel like most hotels, you can't get into the, well, I don't know. Like you shouldn't be, you're not usually allowed to go into like the hallways where the rooms are without a key.
Yeah, I would assume after a certain hour, that door will be locked.
Okay.
It won't just be left open.
So if a person using the ADA spots comes back to their room late, they won't be able to get into the hotel?
No, because then they'll have a fob. So there will be some sort
Okay.
of locking mechanism that will be,
Usually-
or the key card.
Your key card,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, and again, Jen, there is another alternative because we have the additional walkway around the entire building that, what in Lord's name is happening? I think there are gremlins in this computer today. There we go. So the architect as well added a new entry door off that side walkway into just the hallway
Oh,
that
okay.
heads down to the lobby as well.
Now, are these three rooms on this floor handicapped accessibility with shower and all those things?
I am not certain, I would assume so, but I am not certain the architect has gotten to that level of detail at this point. That would obviously need to be
I
dealt
think
with
it's
when he
obvious.
goes to a building permit application.
There's an elevator too,
Okay.
so.
Yeah, right off the lobby, yes.
Yep. Yep.
And perhaps, Mr. Chairman, the thought process would be there would be at least one ADA accessible room on every floor, just in
Yeah.
case.
Yeah.
Okay, there's 7, Mr. Vice Chair, and that is all of the notes we came away from the last hearing with.
Thank you for taking the time for that. I think it was
Absolutely.
helpful.
Yep. Okay, I believe the microphone is live over there. And just, would you like to speak?
Okay, I will.
Yes, can you speak to the, not speak, go to the podium and introduce yourself,
Okay.
and then continue with your comments. Thank you very much.
My reading glasses. Okay. Well, hello. I'm Danielle Capalbo. I am one of the homeowners at 105 Portsmouth Avenue, and thank you for inviting us, the public, to express our comment. I moved to Exeter about a couple of years ago, so I feel very privileged to be a part of this community. So today I would like to offer 4 points. But before I do that, I want to make it very clear that I am not against development. I am for development. The question is what kind of development, so that it would not degrade the quality of life for the residents who and the homeowners who live there today. So the first point I would like to make has to do with so what I'm hearing today is that a hotel together with a bar are being proposed.
No, excuse me, I don't want to correct you. It's not a bar.
Okay.
It's a social room for the tenants of the hotel at that particular time.
I see. Okay.
Period. Yep.
But would they serve alcohol?
No.
Okay, well, thank you
No.
for the
Yes.
clarification.
I think that they could.
Well, excuse me.
They could, sure.
They could,
They could.
Yep.
They left it open. They didn't really
Private.
answer the question.
But not
Okay.
to the public.
private, but not to the public.
Okay, so
To their
that would be my
guests.
second
So
point.
we're both right.
Invitees.
Okay, so
Sorry.
whether it's a social lounge or a bar, so let me start with the first point.
Okay.
Which has to do with so again, I want to reiterate that I'm not against development. I'm for development. The question is what kind of development? So the first point is, if we are talking about hotel, I'm concerned about the transient nature of hotel guests, which would make it difficult to assign accountability should something bad happens. So by its very nature, guests stay at a hotel for a very short duration. Anything could happen, we don't know. And in contrast to building a set of condominiums, right? So that's one point. Part of that transient nature also worries me in terms of security. As you know, what's in place today is outdoor parking lots. And the vast majority of the residents at 105 Portsmouth are older residents, and it's dark there. By building a hotel, the nature of the business would attract people from wherever. And again, I would be very concerned about returning home late at night, parking my car and walking all the way to my building. Now, that is the case today, but my concern is that by having a hotel there, that would attract a lot more people traffic and who would stay there for, one night to, however long. So that's my first point, transient nature of the business. The second point, the second point has to do with the social lounge. While it's good to hear that the developer is intending to serve only the hotel guests and the invitees, my question to the developer would be, how would they enforce that? And assuming that that's their intent, that may be their original intent, what is there for the neighbors to, what might the recourse be should the hotel later on relax that policy? So again, number 2 has to do with how would they enforce that, and what recourse might we have should they decide to change that rule? Number 3, it has to do with the aesthetics and the look and feel of the hotel. There's, as we all know, there's a wide range of hotel establishments out there, from, and no offense, from Motel 6 to something much nicer. And the aesthetics of the business, the hotel, would directly affect the marketability of the homeowners' properties. So I would like to understand what kind of, what is the quality, what's the aesthetics, what is the architecture of the interior of the hotel, and what kind of guardrails might there be to ensure some sort of standards for the building aesthetics. My last point has to do with the noise. So there was some discussion about picking up garbage early in the morning. When I stayed at Airbnb rooms and whatnot, and even in hotels, when a garbage truck has to back up, my understanding is that they have to, by law, they have to make some sort of really loud noise. And would that happen as well here in this case? And how might that pollute the sound quality of the neighborhood? It is, even though we could say that, well, today is a business, right? The dry cleaner is the Blue Ribbon is also a commercial business. But understand that it is not a 24/7 business, whereas a hotel would be. So I think I will conclude on that point. Any questions? Well, thank you.
Thank you very
for
much.
giving me that chance.
Sir? Please? And thank you.
I have a picture that I gave the guys, and also to Dave, I gave him the picture. And like to get it called up. My name is John Del Santo, 14 Franklin Street, Exeter. I own the 2 commercial units at McLean Manor, and my concern, and really to create awareness for everyone, is the signage and the way the street is set up. It could block the sign for the businesses that I currently have, which is a nail business for fingers and also a hairdresser. As you can see, this is took some time to put this together back around 2013. But I took this picture. There's a couple of things to note. Portsmouth Avenue declines, the grade declines. So if you don't get this correct, you can't properly get that last sign so that people who are traveling at 35 miles per hour and they're coming up over the hill and they're just starting to go down, so they see Needham Bank. And as it stands now, the Blue Ribbon, I mean, the sign is perfect. I mean, it could come down some, but if it comes down too much, it'll hide that third sign. And that third sign also has like 105 Portsmouth Avenue, and it's somewhat interesting because only 7 signs on Portsmouth Avenue from High Street to the freeway actually have an address on it. And of those 7, only 3 have Portsmouth on it. So my concern, and to create a level of awareness, is not to have the sign hidden. And with that, are there any questions?
Do you know the height of that?
The height of my sign is probably, it's over 10 feet high.
Well, there's a sweet spot that you're talking about.
I mean, I certainly can provide that to you.
I think that's a valid point that I'm sure the applicant would try to work with.
Okay.
Makes a lot of sense.
Who would I send the height to?
Probably the guy in the corner over there.
Okay, Dave?
Dave, yeah.
Dave Sharple, yep.
Okay. Roger that.
Doug Eastman.
Or Doug, okay.
He does the sign, well, he does sign, I don't deal with
That's right.
signs.
He does.
I know, but you usually talk to him. and
Yeah,
it's through
you
the
can send it to
planning
me and
board.
I'll take care of it.
I'll get it to you guys.
Probably
Any-
both of them would be the answer.
Roger that.
That way they can't say they didn't get it.
Roger.
I don't know, they would also be able to interpret how the ordinance applies anyway to the applicant, and then trying to make it work for everybody, obviously. Because it makes common sense, what you're bringing up.
Yep.
Roger that.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I don't think so. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yep. Anyone else?
I'd like to speak, but I'll wait until the other folks who haven't
Okay.
spoken quite as much speak.
All right, yep. Anybody else that doesn't have a tie on besides me? Okay,
I suppose it's tie time, Mr.
thank you for your,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I'm Todd Fahey. I am an attorney with Upton and Hatfield in Concord. I represent Needham Bank, and it's a butter, as you all know. I promised you in my handout submitted today that my comments would be brief, and they will be. And I trust you have my handout. We emailed it in. Great. Thank you
Yes,
for
we
that.
have. Thank you.
In a nutshell, our view is the last plan that you considered, we had various objections, and we do think for various reasons that the use intended here and the hazards created by the use is worse than the last plan. So if the last plan, which you all denied, our view is generally this plan is a worse plan. On the issue of the easements, to use that terrible word again, I understand that there's a debate about the easements, and I'll simply say this. It may well be that the consideration of the easements alone is not fatal or does not create a situation of being unreasonable or illegal. But taken together with the risks and the negative effects to health, welfare, and the creation of hazards, I do think that that does create a problem if the board approves this project. We do think that we've talked about them, I recited them several times, and I promise you I will not get into them tonight. Finally, I certainly have had, on behalf of the bank, a few discussions with Attorney Lanzetta and Mr. Smith, and they've been more than cordial. I will tell you, we don't have any agreement relative to the mulch bed. I have not had any discussions with either of them, and I have been the only lawyer involved since Bank Prov. So we have not had sidebar discussions, and there may be some confusion over that, but we're here tonight in opposition to this. And so, again, discussions have been very cordial, but we don't have any agreement about that. And so I want to make sure we're abundantly clear on it. And with that, I'll conclude and take any questions, Mr. Chair.
Any questions that board has? Not right now. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Would anybody else from the public like to speak?
We
I
got
suppose I
three
technically-
kinds of people.
I do live here. Folks, as you know, my name is Chris Hilson. I'm with Donahue, Tucker, and Chandela. I represent the owners of Exeter Commons, which I've referred to out of ease of reference and laziness as the Margaritas Plaza. I'm here, like Attorney Fahey, on behalf of Needham Bank, but I'm here on behalf of my client to oppose this application in its current configuration. I think it was a prudent decision for this board to bring forward the record from the last application that you unanimously denied, and I will try, based upon that prudent move, to keep my comments brief. One thing that I would like to do is I'd like to state for the record that I adopt and I encourage you to review and consider Attorney Fahey's excellent letter this morning. I've wasted no small forest of trees about easements. And so I promise I'm not really going to get into that tonight. But the one thing that I will say is that granting this application will have the effect of changing these easements. That consideration is appropriately before this board under a case called Harvey v. Town of Barrington, number one. And number two, it's grounds to reverse a decision on appeal. I'm not saying that to threaten anything, but I'm saying to the extent an easement or a title issue you feel is beyond the ken of what you consider, I'm telling you, I'm trying to disabuse you of that. If your decision has the effect of overburdening or changing an easement, that's going to be an issue. That's the first thing I'll say. The second thing I'll mention, my presentation will be a little bit disjointed here, just based on some things that I heard. I understand that the language in your plans relative to that lounge is guests or invitees. I'm a lawyer by trade. I don't know what invitees mean. I can have a guess, but invitees of whom? Invitees of the hotel proprietor who invites the entire public. I'm seeing Ms. Belanger give me some feedback, and it sounds like that she's on it. But I would ask you to carefully consider that because, you know, as we all know, sometimes a site plan gets approved and you have use creep over time and things change and the de facto use becomes one where there needed to be more parking on site. And as we all know, parking is one of the major objections of all folks. Second or third, I forget where I'm up to. I know there's been a waiver submitted tonight relative to the loading dock. What I didn't hear is I didn't hear the hardship element under your site plan ordinance. And as you know, it's not exactly the variance criteria, but the applicant needs to show a hardship. And Attorney Lanzetta, in fairness, he did say we can't put it anywhere else on this site. And he's probably right based upon this application. It's their configuration, it's their hardship that they've created by putting a building that spans the entire width of this lot. If they come to you with a different configuration, a different proposal, they might be able to fit a loading dock on there appropriately. And then finally, I'll mention that we had the parking plan, or I'm sorry, the traffic plan. And you'll notice, you know, box trucks are gonna circumnavigate the bank and go in behind. And I know, well, maybe not, I don't know how long you folks have been on the board. In 1997, the Needham Bank was a KFC. And the approval of that planning board procedure, they were trying to stop the crisscrossing of traffic. They actually used that word, crisscrossing. We want to stop the crisscrossing of traffic between these two lots. That crisscrossing of traffic is now a central linchpin to this site plan. They have to have it because they need the parking out back. So the very thing that we tried to address as a community 30 years ago is now coming back, and it's now a central aspect of the site plan you're being asked to approve. So once again, I thank everyone for their time, and I would respectfully, on behalf of my clients, ask that you deny this application in its current configuration. Thank you. I'm happy to answer any questions just like anybody else. Hearing none.
Hearing none, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wait a minute.
Mr. Smith, did you give Attorney Hilson a copy of your waiver?
Oh, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay, where do we stand now? Yeah, I think so. Any other questions or comments from the public?
My name's Maureen Armstrong. I own a place in McLean Manor, and I've been there for 30 years.
Yes.
I feel that with the Hampton Inn on one end and the Marriott Hotel at the other end, I don't know why we need another hotel. And as I said to my other members that are here that own, it will be constant traffic and constant noise, especially for the elderly people that are in the majority at McLean Manor. And I would hope you take that into consideration. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Well, at this time, I'm going to close the public portion of the meeting and bring it back to the board. What other questions or actions should we go ahead and,
Well, I think, I don't know, I wouldn't mind discussing some of it.
okay?
Would the applicant be willing to review the architectural plans? I think
Sure.
there's a member of the public that wanted feedback on that and maybe had.
Oh, you mean the facade?
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, I'm going to have to
I think you
approach the
had it up
computer.
there.
I did, but
Yeah,
this
it
is...
was there.
Get locked up again?
I'll get it, Chris, thank you. Sorry about that.
He touches that, then it goes off.
Yeah, I know it.
May I suggest that if you're going to have a further discussion with the applicant, that you unclose the public hearing?
Unclose the,
Yeah.
okay. So, the
Public's still involved.
yes,
You're going to get a chance to talk.
so the public hearing is still.
Thank you.
Is open to reopen, but it's unclosed.
You got the floor. That's it? That's your dog and pony?
That's the front.
I'm pretty disappointed.
The architects aren't here, so
I didn't even.
that is the proposal by the applicant's architect.
Okay.
The question, I think, was about the materiality. Do you know what the materials are being proposed?
I don't believe he's gotten quite that far at this point in time.
May I ask a question?
Absolutely, ma'am. Go to the podium, please, though. With the microphone. You have to reintroduce yourself for the record. Sorry.
Again, Daniel Capalvo, a homeowner in Exeter.
Please address the board, too.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. He'll answer, but he's supposed to talk.
Yes, so sorry. My
That's okay. You're
apologies.
not.
Mr. Chair, Mr. Vice Chair, and esteemed members of the board.
She's pretty good, actually, right?
There's 3 stars on a chart.
So, well, thank you for the diagram. My question is, it sounds like it's still preliminary. My question to the developer and the board, when the developer is ready with their proposed exterior and architecture, will that be submitted as part of the record with the town?
Part of the building.
It's a question about the process.
You have architectural design standards in
Yeah.
your regulations, so if this is what's being proposed, this is what will need to be built, and the decision is not whether we like it or not, but whether it complies with the architectural design review standards.
Understood, but that doesn't answer my question. My question is, will that be submitted as part of the record?
Yes.
It is.
It has been.
Yes.
This is it, and what I think he was, I don't know what you said exactly, Christian. You said that was it, right?
Well, that's the only rendering we have. I thought that's what we were looking at. And Jen, I did misspeak. He does have exterior walls are clapboard siding. I'm not sure you care about the vapor barrier. And then I believe for what would be the 3rd floor, I believe we're looking at the half-inch fiber cement panel. And then stucco plaster. So those are the 3 materials that the architect has on this particular list of materials, which is A600 if you wanted to look at that in their plans.
Do you know, like, where the HVAC and utilities are?
I believe everything is intended to be roof mounted.
Okay. So, would we see it?
It does not appear so. I don't believe that is, let's see, he's got something protruding up here. Oh, no, it's just the top of the elevator tower, so everything would be lower than that.
Okay.
Then there is a utility room, I believe, on the first floor.
I think you're right, yeah. Seems to me those,
Just storage.
Yeah, I think that is storage/utility. So, the appurtenances that will be key to the interior of the building will be there, but I assume the air conditioning unit will be on the roof, unless they determine that they want to go with mini splits in each of the room, that kind of thing.
May I? They're not showing anything. Our architectural standards require that none of the essential equipment can be seen from the roof, from the surrounding and the public right-of-way, so it has to be.
There we go.
They can't stop putting it on there and be visible. It has to be,
Right.
so you have to deal with it.
So,
They're not showing any. They're showing that in all the elevations here, they're showing no mechanical equipment in view.
correct,
So
yeah.
they are
Correct.
showing compliance and they need to comply.
Yep.
can you bring those images up?
Before you leave that, can I ask a question? Is that a balcony? Will there be people up there on that top floor?
On that third floor.
Yes, it appears so. There's a little.
So that's the outside of the
outdoor-
lounge?
Yep, you can see that on the elevation.
Yeah, right there.
Yep, sheet A200, Marty depicts that.
And it also shows a
There's
box
a
or
door out
something.
to it in the center of it.
It does show a box or something on the roof on that.
That's the elevator shaft.
Ah, that's right.
You want to see that entire sheet, Aaron? In other words, pan out?
I can see it better than the public that doesn't have it, so I think some of the public would like to see it, if you can. It just gives a couple different views.
Yep.
Front, back. Right side, left side.
So in terms of process, what happens is if they get approval and we approve a plan, and that's what it looks like, that's what they're gonna build. And then they go through the specifications with the code enforcement office to make sure they comply to all the other specifications in the code that aren't necessarily addressed like we're talking about, the utilities. They have to still comply. They can't be stuck in the visibility as was just brought out, so you can see it from outside.
So am I correct to understand that what is being proposed?
Need to use the
You have to go
microphone,
back to the
please.
microphone.
Yeah, we can hear you, but this is
So it's the
recorded.
people at home throwing popcorn at the TV that can't hear you.
Well, hello, Danielle Capalbo again, and Mr. Chairman and Vice Chair and esteemed members of the board. So am I correct to understand that in terms of the HVAC and utilities of that sort would not be installed on the roof? Because I'm concerned that for those living on the higher floor, such as myself, when we look out the window, I certainly would not want to see a bunch of, HVAC boxes and, am I understanding?
I think your question's legitimate. I think that they are intended to go on the roof.
They are intending to put on the roof.
I think that's what I heard.
But as Mr. Sharple said, they cannot be visible.
Right.
That is part of the architectural code in the ordinance and the site plan regulations, and they will not be visible.
Visible from where?
Well,
If you're.
From the right of way?
If you have a drone,
I will read it. I
There
will
we
read
go.
it specifically,
Thank you.
what the ordinance says. In all cases, all rooftop mechanical units shall be located so as not to be visible from street level or from public areas from ground level.
ground level.
So that,
So if you're on the 7th floor of an abutting property looking down on a 3-story building, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see their roof. I mean, it's a commercial building, it's just reality.
So just to.
We can't prevent it.
So there's no other alternative other than installing those equipments on the roof. Am I understanding correctly?
There's always an alternative, but in reality, they have the right to put it there.
So I would stand by which point was that? My third point earlier, which is the aesthetics and the look and feel, because when I'm ready to sell my unit, and the prospects looking out the window, they would see these equipment, which would affect the market value of my property. And other properties with a...
That's a hard one to argue, man.
I understand, but I'm here to express my concern,
You are,
right?
and I'm just giving you feedback. I'm not trying to be argumentative with you. I'm just trying to say that's a difficult point to validate.
It is what it
Very
is.
speculative, what
Yeah.
you're saying. Now, but I appreciate your opinion, for sure. And I understand your concern, obviously, as well. And hopefully you got clarity as to what they're proposing. Did your questions get answered?
Yes.
There was actually, I think there was one other, I thought it was from you, but maybe it was someone else. There was a question regarding the noise of trucks backing up to beep, beep, beep. Can you respond to that?
Yeah.
So,
At the wrong time.
right, so McLean's, the dumpsters are very similarly located. So McLean's dumpster and the proposed dumpster, currently the Blue Urban dumpster is also in the back there, but in a slightly different spot. McLean's is on the very back of their lot. It actually is encroaching and straddling the property line. So with a reasonable condition on the plan, we can deal with timing of that so that we are trying to align. I don't know, they may not use the same garbage, provider, can't warrant that, but there could be some interplay between both properties and minimizing that, but both properties are making noise, taking care of their garbage, and the garbage is located in the same spot. So I'm not saying it's a moot point, but I think that reasonably, if we're in the same location and trying to get rid of the garbage at the same or in a similar time frame, and we have residences at McLean, and then we have people staying over at the hotel doesn't want to wake up their guests either. So I think that's possibly a reasonable condition and/or management decision between the two properties.
And Marty, in specific response to the question of the backup sounder, I believe that is a life safety requirement by DOT.
I just want, if it's going to happen, the question was,
Yeah.
we're going to have that noise, and it sounds like yes.
Certainly, and we can certainly coordinate it with the Manners pickup times.
And reciprocally, they're both cross-polluting with their own life safety backup alarms, emptying their garbages, right?
So I a member of the public brought up the enforcement of the social lounge and the limitations we put on that. I think that's a pretty legitimate concern. I think we discuss this at the board often. We can put conditions in place constantly, but it always comes down to enforcement. Dave, I don't know if you can comment on that at all.
Yeah.
Talking about the lounge enforcement.
Yeah, there's a couple of avenues available to us, and Laura could speak to this better than I, but there's site plan, in violation of your site plan, which is in the planning and zoning, 674. And then there's also a district court avenue that we can go, correct?
Sure. So if the lounge is open to the public, and we have evidence of that, it would be up to the select board and town manager to enforce the conditions of approval. That can be done in a myriad of ways. Usually, it can be addressed with a letter from either the town or the town's attorney. If that does not work in this case, I would suggest that we would go to Superior Court, because what you would be looking for is an injunction to require them to comply with the conditions of approval. There is also the option of revocation of site plan approval for continually violating a condition of approval. So, if it goes on and on and on and on, doesn't get better, you can revoke the site plan approval, and that will shut down the business.
Correct me if I'm wrong, there are also some pretty severe daily fines for noncompliance, right?
$275 per day of each violation. In addition, the town, if it prevails, is awarded its attorney's fees.
So would signage be appropriate in this room? This room is here for you as guests, and
So, yeah, I think in
Be
our
careful
earlier
with what you
meeting, we
do.
had talked about no advertising to the public of the amenities. Signage in the cafe would also be appropriate. And then it's just going to be a matter of making sure that whatever restrictions are in place are followed.
So how do you, I mean, it's a hotel. They're going to have a website. They're going to have pictures of their hotel amenities. Like,
And on the website, it can say amenities are for guests and
yeah. So you're saying no advertising of the amenity
as being open to the
as being open to the public. Okay, got it. But they're advertising to the public who they want to become their guests. Well, it's an amenity.
That's fine.
Once you become a guest, you can use it. Got it. Just wanted to
Stay there and
clarify.
you can use it.
Exactly. Stay
that
here to party.
That is the intent.
Yeah.
That is the intent.
Is there a way to limit the number of people in utilization?
There's fire code,
Yeah.
but other than that, I suspect you don't have any regulations.
Mr. Chair, there's one other comment, if I might address it.
Sure, please.
Thank you. Just, again, trying to get the information out there, but the comments about the transient nature of a hotel in Exeter or elsewhere, just the rebuttal to that is this is a permitted use in the underlying zone. So the town has clearly said, hey, this is allowed in this location. But I don't think that this is going to be this is not intended to be a flop house. It's intended to be a upscale hotel in Exeter. So I just don't think that that there's that risk really here.
There will be no hourly rates.
Right. And there are also many hotels on Portsmouth Ave, right?
So really what he's saying there is he's saying that while it may not be a preferred use for some members of the public or some of the abutters, it is a permitted use. So, I think it was also brought up about it decreasing the value of the abutter there as well. And I personally will tell you, I don't see that. I think that it will be, if I was going to say anything, I would say looking at that versus what you look at today improves your product. And I don't think you can really debate that. A different use might improve it more. But that one would be an improvement value-wise, certainly increases the tax base. And I think it would be difficult to argue that that does not increase the value versus what you have today.
May I?
Yeah.
I'll just raise my hand.
Sure.
I would appreciate comments to ease my concern about security. And so my early comments about the transient nature of the business really translates to security, because now this property would attract the public. Anyone can come, right? So could there be anything you could share with us that may address my concern?
And just a note for the record, they can address that all day long, but this board has no jurisdiction over the security of the building.
Yeah, it's operational.
But am I correct?
You can talk to the applicant, they're here, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Am I correct to understand, though, and I appreciate the comments, but is it not the case that the board does have control over the approval of this of the development of this property?
Absolutely, but whether or not, but whatever the hotel's security plan is not a basis on which they could deny it.
I'm just inviting them to offer any comments to help address my concern. But ultimately, I am stating my concern ultimately about security with the board.
I'm happy to address it.
Great.
Even though I agree with Attorney Spector Morgan. But the intent is to have an upscale hotel. I can't speak to hotel operations. It's not something that I have any knowledge of whatsoever. But I would assume that doors are going to be locked. There will be key fobs. And if you've stayed in a hotel with minimal security or maximum, it's all kind of a similar set of security, right? So the intent is to have an upscale hotel on this property. And I really doubt an exit. And also, not to belabor the point, but where McLean Manor is situated amongst many properties that have public access, right? many properties. So this is not changing the timbre of the neighborhood in any way, in my opinion.
So, Mr. Chair, can I just add one point to
Sure.
this? And that is, we have a pretty well-staffed police department. So if you have security concerns, if something comes up in your neighborhood, we do have a good police department that would help with any calls. Right, I mean, we could run into security issues anywhere in town. So, you know, I don't want to diminish your concerns, but we do have a good police department. So I feel pretty confident that they would be there in no time if you had concerns.
Would the applicant want to address the item regarding the height of the signage and the visibility of the signage coming from town, out of town, the bank sign, the blue ribbon sign, and then his signs at the manor, and any willingness to make sure he can still be seen?
Absolutely. Thanks for the opportunity. It was on my list here. We're happy to work with Mr. DeSanto.
I think it was.
We're happy to work with the bank on aligning the sign, getting the proper height, making it work for all the signage. You know,
Condition?
yeah, that's more than reasonable.
Yeah.
And to work with staff also.
I think there's a good window of space for your application to get plenty of visibility still. It looks like it to me. Because blue ribbon sign is pretty good size.
I agree.
It is, it's tall.
Yeah.
There's two other comments that I have, if that's okay, just on rebuttal. Regarding the mulch bed in the bank, we have repeatedly offered to work with the bank on that mulch bed. It may not have been in the context of reshaping the curb cut, but I know that I have offered to both banks a willingness on the applicant's part to during the site work process of raising the building, working on grading, to possibly remove the mulch bed, make it smaller, add parking, facilitate repaving, all at the applicant's expense. So we have offered that. Just wasn't in the context necessarily of reshaping it. We never got that far. And then regarding cross easements, I just want to read one thing, and it may or may not, I don't think it's part of the purview of the board. I disagree with the repetitive nature of the way these easements have been categorized, but from June 12th, 97, Town of Exeter Planning Board meeting, there is a sentence that says the easements exist which allow cross-access and parking to and from the Globe Shopping Center and Blue Ribbon Cleaners sites. So it's both an acknowledgement from the planning board that the easements exist, but it is not dealing with cross easements in the way that it has been presented to you by Mr. Hilson in any way. And I again stipulate that after a year and a half, two separate and distinct applications that have been before the board dealing with the same property, I still don't have an action, declaratory judgment, or a petition to quiet title on my desk, because there is absolutely no case to challenge these easements. Yet it keeps coming up as this red herring in our fact pattern. It's not part of the purview of the board, I understand, but it has created, I think, animosity and doubt amongst the public and between the applicant and the board even in trying to sort this out. Categorically, we have access and parking. I've presented the correct information because I'm the only attorney in the room that has done the deep dive on the title. So that's all I have for that.
Could I just get clarification then? The curbing discussion I understood earlier that there was a discussion happening, but now I'm understanding.
I'm saying we've talked about removing the mulch. We have offered repeatedly to modify the size and shape of that mulch bed during the site plan process at the applicant's expense.
Why would they want to do that, though? I mean, that's their mulch bed, that's their curb, that's controlling their traffic. It's
Again, we're
creating
talking
definition
about,
for their
we're
thing.
talking about properties with reciprocal easements we're talking about trying to work together. We've talked about we've at least mentioned a couple times in a year and a half, hey, a parking and access easement agreement would be really good for everybody here. Maintenance agreement, who's dealing with paving, how are we going to deal with this? But we have not had any takers on that.
Right,
So
but
we're
you're
trying to work
proposing, like, what
together.
I don't get is you're proposing a plan that is predicated on this agreement that you're saying you don't
On
have.
moving the mulch bed, correct?
Right,
We have
so-
offered that.
And it sounds
That's all I
like
can
it's
do.
not even being considered.
Right, and my understanding was that it was an ongoing discussion almost, where they were
Yeah.
Well,
So,
and
I
I
mean-
think that is the case as far as I've heard from my client.
I can only say, we would like to work with you during site plan to modify the mulch bed. Let me know if you would like to engage in that conversation. Past that statement, what am I supposed to do? We've offered it. It's more than many applicants would do at our cost.
I guess I'm wondering, why aren't you presenting the plan that doesn't alter the mulch bed for us to
I think
review?
We are optimistic that at some point, it makes sense to actually modify that area on this property for both of the properties. So I think my client's optimistic that he can reach that deal.
I don't see any benefit to the bank for altering the mulch bed personally, but like,
Well, like
I
10
mean,
more-
that's up
10
to
more
you to
parking
figure
spots,
out.
10 more parking spots when they're complaining about parking spots would actually.
That's up to you to negotiate with them. I guess what I'm saying is if these, I just have a hard time approving a plan that's like predicated on this thing that like, I mean, it very clearly states in the review letter, and I'm looking for the exact language, we will not impact any abutter property. And now you're saying we're going to have an agreement in place to impact this abutter's property. And to me, it's just like, if you don't have that agreement in place, and if you're really not going to impact the abutter's property, then you should have presented the other plan to us to review. We should have gotten that plan last week to look at and think about, and that's the plan we should be talking about tonight, not this plan that is not, I don't think feasible.
I think it's reasonable to say that as a condition, we would get that in place. I understand what you're saying, but I think it's reasonable to say.
But they're
We've
not-
been continuing
I
to try to talk
disagree
about
I
that.
think that would be a reasonable thing, except the abutter appears to have zero willingness to work with you. They're opposing your plan, on the record.
I mean, right, but
That's been consistent,
Yeah,
I agree with you about that.
both hearings, you know what I mean?
yeah.
So I, making that a condition with a very small likelihood of success just seems irresponsible on our behalf.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but if we didn't fulfill the condition, then the site wouldn't be developed in this way, right? So I don't know how irresponsible that would be,
I'd like to see an agreement.
considering the timing also that we have to act under if it was approved.
We would be approving a plan that involves a butter's property
Yeah.
without the right to alter it. That seems, and given the position that's been clearly reiterated by that particular butter, I think we would have to be working with a plan that you control, not one that you hope to control. Especially when you have the person's property representative here repeatedly opposing anything you put before us. Despite they say they're willing, I haven't seen them willing. I watched a plan representative get up and Marty tried to act as a mediator and just didn't want to deal with it, not even close.
I hear you. We have made the offer multiple times.
So you've had an
That's
answer
as-
too. No is an answer.
We haven't gotten a no. We have not gotten an
I heard an
answer.
oppose, that equals no.
I don't think that's actually accurate, but
He didn't say he opposes the plan?
nope, that's not what I just said. I don't think that opposed means no. But I don't want to argue with you about it. It's just the approach that my client has chosen to take. Whether, that's just, right
It's what
now,
we have in
what
front of
we're
us, I
presenting is
understand,
what's in front
and
of
it's what you need to argue, and I get that too. But it puts us in a really difficult position.
Right, and I'm just, what we're asking for is to condition the approval on securing that deal. The town essentially reserves, We have a time frame that we have to act on if the site plan is approved to develop the property.
Sure.
If they can't fulfill a condition, the development doesn't go forward. So there is a
So you
massive
can't, you
safety
can't
there.
develop this site without dealing with this abutter in that mulch bed.
Correct. In the current
You actually
configuration.
wanna
but-
say
but-
We
well, so
can't
we
build
can.
this plan
Right.
without
It's-
that.
It's
taken.
not this exact
Yeah.
parking.
So it
layout.
wouldn't
We're
make
not-
sense to put a plan in front of us that you could build? Doesn't seem like a massive alteration to what you're trying to do.
No, I would agree, but this is, as Josh has said, this is the plan that our client
This is the plan that
requested
looks
us to
like it may
bring.
not get approved. Okay,
Then if that's the case, that's the case. And
okay.
Well, is this plan we're looking at, I'm looking at sheet 1 of 1. Is the island there? I think that's what we're talking about. That shape, or has that been changed off of your property to match the way you're reshaping it next to?
On the existing conditions plan, Mr. Chair? Is that what you're looking at?
No, where is existing conditions? What sheet would that be? I got 2, 3.
The second sheet is probably as good as any.
Could you bring it up?
Should we pick that?
I know
Yeah.
it's hard.
Oh, up here?
Yeah,
Yeah. No, it's not hard.
Yeah.
like, well, it looks
Is it
different.
there?
I mean, I think it's this the one you're looking at? I think this is the one you're bring it up. You want the architectural plan?
Yes.
Okay, jump on this one. I think this one is the one. Good job. 2.
Oops.
Is that visible enough? I mean, that's pretty dark.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
All right, I'm here.
I was gonna say, when we did sidewalk a while ago. Yeah, okay.
What sheet are we on?
2.
Thank you.
What was the question, Lance?
The question was, I was looking at on another set of plans,
Here, use this one.
sheet 1 of another set of plans.
Right.
Okay?
Use this one. This is what I think you need.
Yeah, no, I know, I got that.
You got it.
That's that's
Remember, I can
existing.
look over your shoulder, I know what you're looking at.
No, that's existing conditions. And the island has a different configuration on that existing condition than
Right.
on sheet 4 in your set.
My set or your set? Who's on
Your
first?
set. Your set.
I don't know who's on
Which
second.
are the same as
Yeah,
my set.
Mr. Chairman, I think I can clear you up on this. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So this is indeed the existing configuration of the mulch bed.
yes.
So it's on our property.
So partially on our property, majority on the Needham Bank property.
Right.
And the proposal would be to basically clip this. That's the work that it would be needed to come to agreement between Mr. Cayley and the Needham Bank folks.
What was your comment, to clip it?
Can you say that again?
Yes, to round where it comes out to nearly a point here, just to round that out, that area. And of course, this pointer is not very fine, so it covers about 10 feet on that plan, but you can see it on the proposed plans, what the proposed
And you can sort
reconfiguration
of,
would
if you look at, on the proposed plan, if you look at the contour lines, that dash line underneath, you can, and just on the proposed plan, like the colored one we got, or the one that you're looking at, Lynn, yeah. You can see the proposed shape of the island, and you can kind of get a sense of where it is currently, because you
Yeah.
can see the contour lines, it's actually, because it's raised up currently with mulch, it added a little bit of a contour line. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I see the difference, yes.
Yeah.
My point being is, with this plan, the current plan, the configuration of that island on the bank's land is different than what it exists. And for this plan to work, it's got to have that nose or whatever, thumb trimmed back to allow traffic flow, basically. As I see it, yeah.
That's right.
Right.
So if that becomes a condition, and they can't meet that condition, it's gonna be like
Well,
a
that's what he's saying.
big building down the road that never completed.
That's exactly what the attorney are.
Number 16, yes.
That this is the plan he's given us, even though he doesn't control whether
Yes, exactly.
to make it a condition. If he can't do it, he can't do
Either
it.
make it a condition or we
Deny the plan.
deny the plan.
Right.
That's the bump. Okay, yeah.
The complicating factor is the cross easement, accesses and everything else, and that's not really being utilized for any real purpose. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
How is that a complicating factor, though? That has nothing to
It's
do with
irrelevant.
you can alter somebody's property. That's just,
They're
it's just
limiting
an access easement.
They're, what is it? What is it now?
What do you mean?
Wasteland? What is the
There's a
purpose?
curb.
What is the purpose of the mulch bed? I mean, have you?
It's,
Doesn't matter.
it has something, it controls, I don't know, it like manages the flow of traffic, the flow of stormwater. It's a curb on somebody else's property that they're proposing to alter.
I understand.
So it's just, I guess what I'm saying is it's different than like an easement. It's actual alteration of someone's property. It's construction on somebody's property.
Completely agree. Completely agree.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair, there's maybe two ways to handle this. I'd be curious to poll the board regarding whether you would approve with this particular condition. I'm not saying approve the plan, just would you approve with this particular condition that we secure an agreement with the bank to deal with this curve in the mulch bed? Or we would possibly continue. I don't have my client here tonight, so I'm not able to speak with him directly, and I'm unable to reach him electronically right now. So, with the condition, I think we can move forward. If not, we would likely continue and talk, just to be able to speak with him about this particular issue.
I would prefer to continue, either that or at least give some consideration to the language for a condition to think about, because I would say no to this right now. I would not vote for a condition until I actually had a chance to think about some language. I don't like approving a plan where we're talking about altering property, an abutter's property, and there doesn't even seem to be a discussion happening. So that's where I stand on that.
Yeah, I think I'm the same.
Well, yeah, and further, any feedback the abutters offered here has been negative.
It has.
So
You're right,
it
yes.
really seems like it's not, they're all coming together. And
Right.
it's just, we're, okay, we're working with them.
And if we continue this, table it for another meeting, then they have some time to try to work it out.
Right,
And then we can see where we're at.
sure.
Work out some of the other issues too.
If we approve this plan and the abutters that are protesting it, if it's dependent on them allowing them to use their property in any way whatsoever, then they just say, nope, I win. And we've wasted our time.
Sure. But we have an application in front of us. At the end of the day, they can apply as they want to apply, and we can deny too. so.
We're trying to
But I hear
figure
what you're
out
saying.
what action we should take.
It does give them a lot of power, right?
Yeah, it does, but that's the situation.
I think in just hearing the dialogue, I'll move to continue to 2 weeks.
I think, I'm just wondering if, since we have the applicant's traffic engineer here tonight, if we have any questions
Excellent, yes.
for them, we might, before we actually continue, now might be a good time just so they don't need to come back.
Yeah. Let's focus on that for a
Well, he's
minute.
moving to continue. He is the applicant. Do you want to
All right.
continue on, or do you want to continue?
I'd like to continue at this point. I think, unless there's a direct traffic question related to the proposed, but you guys haven't had time to see that, I think it would be better to talk about that
Okay.
merely in one shot.
All right.
That's fine.
Thank you for that, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Somebody want to make a motion?
I just was going to ask Mr. Sharples about the agenda for June 11th. I know, sorry, Dave. June 11th
It's
or June
busy.
25th?
It's a busy agenda, so we'll have to.
June
there'll be-
25th?
Well, I mean, you can't, you can't.
I don't know that.
You know,
I'm
like,
asking.
we're getting so many applications. I think we just
Okay.
have to move it to, I mean, they're first in line, so.
Okay.
July,
So
June 11th.
11?
At 7 PM here in the NOAC room, and we'll go
Start
from
you
there.
at 7? Does that work for you?
Yes.
The 11th?
Yeah.
I'm actually away, but
Does that give you enough time?
The meeting after that would be the 25th.
Right.
Be good to.
I would almost say we ought to keep until.
we can do that, yeah. And I mean, John from my office can take the hearing in my absence.
I would say, my personal opinion would be to give them till the 25th. Because I don't know,
If you need me here, I can't be here.
I'm away the 25th.
you're away.
Yeah, June 25th.
You can always just table it to the June 11th, and then on June 11th, you'll be here. If for some reason you need to continue it again, you continue it at that time.
Okay, all right.
So if you don't, if you put it to the 25th now, you can't go on the 11th, so.
Right.
Keep, my recommendation, continue it to the 11th, and then we'll deal with it.
So we don't want to talk about the
Okay.
application. We've been driving.
He doesn't want to.
Okay.
I would let him drive. So, did you make a motion?
I can. I move that we table Planning Board case number 26-3 to our June 11th, 2026 meeting here in the Novak Room at 7 PM.
Second.
In the town office building, Nowak Road. Right, yes. Moved and seconded. Okay, got a stand down here. Right hand, please, for a yes vote.
He's got the thing Simon said.
Yes.
And that's yes. Any oppositions? Any, okay. Decisions made. We'll see you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time, folks.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I need that.
Chris, you going after Moby Dick later, or?
Don't get used to it. Itches. Used to be red, and now it's.
Yeah, I hear that. I know.
Let's see. What else
I
we
had that
got?
same thing, it's long gone.
Oh, we got select officers.
It doesn't think it works, keep going down.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night. I
The
know you
meeting
guys
is,
have to
the
go.
meeting is continuing.
You want to retire?
She's going about those condominium there. I don't think there's a problem.
Good, how are you? 2 minutes left.
Oh, yeah.
Comments are very good. I just didn't agree with it. They were validated. They were what's. I didn't agree with it.
Thank you.
I understand it.
Have a nice evening. Oh, yes.
Right. It happens sometimes.
You did a great job. You seem like a pro.
Well done.
You should come more often.
You did great. It's very intimidating, yes.
Way to butter up the board.
Watch us.
That was great.
We have committee.
You did wonderful.
I'm breaking all the protocols. Yeah. Okay, we're still in session. Okay.
Nice to meet you.
He's gonna start kissing babies.
Hey, I'm sure she was nervous, so that's good.
Sign up.
Yeah, she did very good.
Recruiter.
Yes, exactly.
I just tried. Watch meetings, they're opening.
It is, I kinda, ooh.
Okay.
All right, our next item on the agenda is the election of officers. We need to organize. We chose not to do that last night because we had, last time we met, because we were short too many regular members, no reflection on our alternates by any stretch of the imagination. So we need to, John's not here tonight. Can we assume he'd be willing to be?
I think if you're not here, you could get elected to any position on the board.
Okay.
So he volunteers for everything.
Any committee in any position, right?
Yeah.
Do all regular members have to be present when we do this?
I don't think so.
Don't you? It
There's
seemed
no-
like there was something in
No, I
our
don't.
procedures that said that, but I don't have that.
Dave's getting the answer for you.
Oh, wait a minute, it's in the handbook. Does anyone have the handbook handy?
Yeah.
You do?
You'll find it faster than I can right now, so. There you go. Have mine. And then afterwards, can we let the new town manager introduce himself?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure we were.
Our new, no. Would you like to introduce him?
I
Okay.
would. Would you like me to do it now while Dave's looking up?
No, do it right now. I mean, he's.
Okay, so everyone.
mysterious man in the court.
This is Paul Cohen. He is our new town manager, and he started on Monday, and he would like, Tuesday rather, excuse me, Monday was holiday, and he's here to introduce himself to us.
Hi, good evening. I'm Paul Cohen, the town manager here, and I wanted to come introduce myself to,
A little
the
bit,
name with the
a little
face
bit
and-
louder for the old ears, please.
I'm sorry, what's that?
There we go.
Oh, okay, thank you, yeah, I'll have to
Hey.
get closer to the microphones. I'm Paul Cohen, the town manager here, and, my first few days here, and I'll be attending this and other committee meetings to introduce myself, and then obviously put a face with the name, but also to, get to know who you are as well, and, again, whatever assistance that I can provide you in your performing your responsibilities, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I will say I was very impressed by what I saw tonight in terms of the professionalism, the mannerisms, conduct, and decorum. It was a very difficult proceedings, but I came away very impressed. Like I said, most things in life, it's not often what you do, it's how you do it. And, I was really fortunate to see you in firsthand in action. So thank you very much, and I look forward to working with you in the years ahead.
He'll be attending our
Thank you.
select board meeting on Monday night. It'll be his inaugural.
Okay.
Clearly, he's not a very good judge of character. But we certainly appreciate your comments and your positive nature. Welcome.
Very.
Yeah, welcome.
Welcome to Exeter.
I can answer that, because Gwen, you were onto something, because it does mention it, but you just need 4.
Just need
And-
4.
And where it is only appointed regular members may cast votes to elect officers,
Yep.
so only the regular members. If a quorum of appointed regular members is not present, then the election must be deferred to the next meeting at which a quorum of appointed regular members is
Great,
present.
thank
So you
you.
just need a quorum, you have 6 out of the 7, but only the 6 can vote.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you.
I'm wondering about that.
Did we figure out if an alternate can have a position, like a clerk or something? I remember that came up too, didn't it?
It came up, I don't know if we ever actually got an answer, I highly doubt it. I think we can put them on subcommittees.
Yeah, all appointed regular members of the board are eligible to be an officer.
Okay.
So.
Full member.
No, yeah, you cannot do it as an alternate.
We're off the hook.
Yep, you're off the hook.
For now.
For now, yeah.
So our current officers are John is clerk. We don't have anything but beyond clerk, do we? Clerk,
You have
VP,
chair,
and
vice
chair.
I think that's it.
3 of us, yeah.
Half the board. Does anybody not in an office now want to run?
Thank you.
Anybody is eager to step up to chair?
Not getting out of
Free
that seat,
training.
you're looking at me.
I mean,
Anybody?
the clerk is really just somebody who either is third in line to run a meeting if the chair and the vice chair, and to do the roll call if we have a Zoom attendee.
I didn't.
Does John want to continue, or do we know? anything?
Honestly don't know. Do you know?
I don't.
I don't either.
Don't.
Just don't know. I mean, he hasn't we're on the MPOC with him, he didn't make the meeting this morning, so something, but he communicated with you about not making it tonight?
Yes, that's what he said. I just
Couldn't make it.
Yeah, he's going to be unable to make the meeting tonight.
I know the only issues I've seen him have has just been his leg, and that's been bugging him for a while, but I
Yeah.
haven't heard him talk in any way about coming off this board or anything like that.
Right, so can I ask a hypothetical? Say you guys decide to make him clerk and he decides he would rather not, he can always
Yep.
resign it, right? And have someone else
Yeah,
step
sure.
in.
Yeah.
So. And he'll learn not to miss meetings.
I was gonna say, we can do better than that. We can
You
make him
certainly
chair.
like,
He would
That
not
would be
come
pretty
back.
funny, though. He comes back and, John Gruder, chair.
I'm sure he's watching right now, Aaron. Okay.
So where do you two stand? What are
well,
you-
we're sitting right now.
Waldorf and Stadler is where we stand. I don't know, I mean, we had talked, I talked to Lang, I said if he is wanting to continue on where he is, I'm happy to continue where I am. And I feel like we work pretty well together,
Yeah,
and that,
I appreciate, some people will say, wait a minute, why is he doing that? Because he's able to word it, or he's already taken the topic up, and I'm comfortable with that.
And he's the
He
vice
has
chair
not
and-
taken the
right.
meeting over.
Yeah,
He's just helping him move along.
yeah, it's worked well.
yeah.
And this
yeah.
guy's way more patient than I am at times, and it works.
And yes, we have that discussion, so we're,
It's a good balance, I think.
Okay.
Unless Marty or Jen, or
Marty's sitting down there quiet, he won't say anything.
Marty doesn't even want to hear anything about traffic.
I think the current officers do a great job.
I agree.
You running for town manager next?
All right, should we make a motion?
Sure, why don't you make a
All
motion?
right, I move that Lang Plummer continue to serve as our chairperson,
Okay,
and Aaron Brown continue to serve as our vice chair, and John Gruder is our clerk.
okay.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Now, how does this have to go, madam?
What are you looking at me
Can we
for?
vote?
What are you asking me? You can just, I don't think there's a problem. No, you can do it as a slate. Is that the right word?
Slate? Yeah, just
Yeah,
slate.
yeah.
I can do it
okay.
individually if you'd rather.
You kind of just did it as a slate, though.
Do it
You
as a
just
slate,
picked
yeah.
person, so.
Yeah.
No one else has expressed an interest in running, so it's probably the most
It's a
efficient way to do it.
technicality,
Yeah.
right? So I think it's just fine exactly the way you did it, and it's been seconded, so we can
Okay.
all vote
All right,
on the slate.
on the slate. Hand vote. Those in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? You got us right now.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Just get a pay raise.
For another year.
Yeah, all right. Master plan discussion? No?
No, actually.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Big news.
briefly, we had Master Plan Oversight Committee meeting this morning, and we went through the infrastructure recommendations to just determine priorities, CIP, what were appropriate where, and also what ones to visit that we were uncertain about to go out and visit in the next meeting or so. And we got through that, and also, just because it's folded up into the master plan, we did submit for the Safe Streets for All grant application. The total request was $16,097,726. So we will know, it's going to be a while because it's not a state agency we submitted to. You actually submit it straight to the
Right to
Federal
one.
Highway,
Right.
US DOT, which is a lot different because you submit it to a state agency and they have, 6 or 20 grants, applications to review and make a decision.
Yeah.
Well, the feds, there could be, 1,000 applicants, who knows how many there are. So we're not going to know for 7 to 10 months. So like at the end of this year,
Hurry up
end of
and
this
wait.
year, beginning of next, when they say, could be sooner, but that's what they say, expect awards to be announced at the end of this year or the beginning of '27.
Yeah.
So it may or may not be part of this year's budget, depending
Well-
on when you hear and.
Yeah, I mean, when we're going through it, I would put it's already in the CIP as a
Okay.
placeholder, and I would put a match in, if we didn't hear by whatever the date is to get it on the warrant, I'd make sure we got got it in there just in case.
Yeah, because
'Cause if-
our warrants always say, contingent on the
Correct.
grant.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Because if we miss that, then we're off to 28.
Yeah, I was just counting on my
So-
fingers, sorry, it's getting late, about our cutoff date, but that would be December, whatever,
So that's exciting. I
Should be
mean,
fun.
it's about plans, and when we were going over the master plan, the Bike and Ped master plan today, many of them, over a dozen of those are covered in the
Some of our
SS4A
high
grant
priority
opportunities.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it'll knock off quite a few projects if we're successful.
did it have any information on how long we had to use the money if we
Yeah,
were?
5 years.
Oh, so good. We have
It would be
plenty
awesome.
of
From the
time.
time of award, which, it's
That's
going to be tight, but
It will, but it's still a good
It's
amount of
doable.
time.
Yes, it's doable.
I could be
Done by
a lot
like an
shorter,
orchestra,
so,
Yeah.
okay.
Band.
Dave, what was the match on it? What do we have to come up with?
3.2 million, I think it's, and change. I don't remember exactly this.
So that was one where I think, from my perspective, we really want to publicize that because that really needs to pass at the warrant. Because if that gets granted, we want to make sure we're ready to roll when we have the fund approved by the voters, because that's a really exciting project if it came together. It would literally change the town in a very positive way.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
Thank you, Dave, for
So
jumping
maybe
out of
Dave,
that
you
one.
can work with Exeter TV when the time comes and
Yeah.
do some kind of
Keep our fingers
great
crossed.
video. Guys
Hopefully
getting
we
good
get
at
to that. Yeah, hopefully that would be exciting if we get to that point.
Yeah.
of Getting the
Okay,
award. Yeah.
next item is land use regulation review.
Can I ask a master plan question?
excuse me.
Is there a plan for the 10-year kind of master plan update?
Yeah, it's in the CIP for 28.
Okay.
There has been, and it's been in there for a couple years now. There has been some talk, I've heard of people going, but we're proposed, to do it in 27, and hey, it's ready to do.
Yeah.
We've
Oh, it's 18,
pretty much.
So it will be 10 years.
Yeah, it's
9 years.
they recommend 5 to 10
Yeah.
years. But it's all about the recommendations, and most of the recommendations have been done
Yeah.
or being worked on, all of them. So it is right, but it's just, we've done a couple other plans, the Complete Streets, and we did the Bike and Ped Master Plan, and I'm all about implementation, as we've talked about many times. And so if studies are great, but you got to have time between studies to implement the action items in them.
Yeah.
So even though we did the master plan, we're working on the Bike and Ped Master Plan, just about bandwidth and so forth. So I think 28 would be good. If the powers that be want to move it to 27, then we'll do it at that point. But
Yeah, I mean, the reason I've been thinking about it a lot lately is just thinking about like coastal resiliency and the storms that we had a couple years ago. And I was thinking back to the master plan. It's like when we did it in 2018 or whenever that was, like,
Not
I don't think that was even a topic. Like, is there a chapter about that? Like,
There was,
so
yeah. There
is
was some
there?
stuff on
Okay,
that,
I
yes.
should go look at what we said. It's
Totally
changed.
said
I
that.
feel
But
like we've
a
been,
lot of things, so,
yeah, like the impacts are just compounding, and so I think it'd be good to get ahead of it.
Yeah.
yeah, certainly, it's either 27 or 28. So it's as soon, next year, because we don't have the funding this year, but
Yeah.
it'll be the next year or the year after.
Any field modifications?
None requested.
None requested. All right. And bonds and letters of credit are pretty well straightened around?
None have been released or requested to be.
I just want to make one comment before
One comment before we,
One comment.
yes, that's it.
But I'm like Columbo, so it might lead to others.
No.
I just want to say, Dave, I really appreciate the energy you brought back to your position. I work with you directly a bit. I'm fortunate to do that, and having gone through what you've gone through so recently, and coming back with the vigor that you've demonstrated has certainly impressed and inspired me. I just want to share that with you. And
Thank you.
It really, for me personally, it makes my community service to this board and the committees that I'm on a pleasure, and I'm always happy to see you and to see that spark and that enthusiasm you bring to what you do. I think is a real credit to our community, and I just want to take a moment to share that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, and
That's one of the reasons
Very well said.
I hang around,
Yeah.
Now
Really?
he's gonna kiss me.
Yeah.
I couldn't resist. So.
Comes down to people.
No, I agree with you, Aaron, and I'm glad you said that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome. We're lucky.
All right. It's almost 9:30.
Would you like a motion to adjourn?
Yes, I would, please.
I will make a motion to adjourn, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Is there a second somewhere? Sam, quick.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We stand adjourned. Thank you for your patience on this particular case.
Yeah, thank you.
We're either going to deny it or...
Thank you, nice to meet you.
Thank you for tuning in to Exeter TV. Exeter TV is the town's public and government access channels, available on Comcast Channels 6 and 22. Channel 6 is your channel. If you have an idea for a program, want to host your own talk show, or submit a film, we're here to get your content on television. On Channel 22, we bring you live and replay coverage of government meetings and other town updates. A third channel, Blue Hawk Media, is operated by SAU 16 and can be found on Channel 8, with all your school sports, events, and meetings. You can watch Exeter TV online at exeternh.tv, Apple TV, and on Roku. Find us on social media for extra content. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell to get notified about live streams and new content. Tune in to our platforms every other Friday to watch the Exeter Biweekly Report, with recaps of recent events, updates from town departments, and messages from nonprofits in your area. If you head to our website, exeternh.tv, we invite you to sign up to our newsletter to receive monthly updates about new content, upcoming meetings, and more. We'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch Exeter TV and hope that you tune in to our other content as well.